In this video, I'll show you how to create a 3D box vector graphic in Inkscape. I'm going to show you a lot of useful tricks along the way, so let's get started. First, I'm going to create a rectangle, change the color to 90% gray, then selecting transform tool, and I'll change the width to 490 pixels and the height to 630 pixels. Then I'm going to zoom in. Next, Ctrl D to duplicate this. Holding down the Control key, I'll move it here. Next, I'm going to change the width to 170 pixels. And again, holding down the Control key, I'll position this close to the first rectangle. Then I'll create another one and change the color to red. Then with the Select and Transform tool, I'll change the width of this one to 452 pixels and the height to 8 pixels. Hold down the Shift key and click here to add to the selection. Go to the Align and Distribute tool relative to last selected, and I'll use this option to align it. Then I'll click away, select only this red rectangle and position it here. Next, Ctrl D to duplicate this. Hold down the Control key and move it here. Then change the width to 138 pixels. Shift click on this rectangle and align it. Next, I'll select both these, Control D to duplicate them and position them around here. Next, with the text tool, I'm going to type the name of my channel. I'll change the color to white. Also make it bold. F1 for the Select and Transform tool. Position this here. Then shift click on this rectangle and align it. One more time the text tool, and I'll write Inkscape tutorials. Change the color to white again, and with the Select and Transform tool, I'll click here to keep the aspect ratio and change the width to 261 pixels. Then I'm going to shift click on the rectangle and align this. Next, I'm going to create another rectangle and change the color to orange. Then with the Select and Transform tool, I'll click here to unlock this and change the width to 380 pixels and the height to 6 pixels. Shift click on this rectangle and align this. Holding down the Control key, I'm going to position this. And I'm also going to position the text. Next, I want to create a square. Hold down the Control key. Select and Transform tool, click here to lock this, and I'll change the width to 290 pixels. Shift click on this rectangle and use this option to align it. Click away, then select only the square. Holding down the Control key, I'm going to position this. Next, text tool, I'm going to type FA and change the font to this heavy heap, and I'm going to change the size to 170 and make it white. Select and Transform tool, shift click on the square, use these two options to align. Also group, then Control D to duplicate this, then move it here. Then I'm going to change the width to 116 pixels. Shift click on this rectangle and use this option to align. Then holding down the Control key, I'll position this. Next, I'm going to select this text, Control D to duplicate it and use this option to rotate it. Shift click on this rectangle and use this option to align. Again, holding down the Control key, position this. Next, I'm going to create some more rectangles. with the select and transform tool, I'm going to unlock this and change the width to 60 pixels and the height to 16 pixels. Then Ctrl D to duplicate this 4 times. Then I'm going to select the first one and start the fill and stroke tool. And I'm going to paste the color here. You see the code of the color if you want to use it. Then I'm going to select the next one and paste another color. I'm going to copy another color, select the next rectangle and paste it. And I'll do the same with the next two. Next, I'm going to select all these and I'm going to use this option to distribute them. Then I want to click here and align this, but before that I need to group them. So let's click away and select them again. Use the group option and then shift click here on this rectangle and use this option to align. And now I'm going to position this Ctrl D to duplicate these, move them here, and I'm going to change the width to 195 pixels and the height to 8 pixels. Then I'm going to position them. Next, Ctrl D to duplicate this, use this option to rotate it, and I'll position it here. Change the width to 10 pixels and the height to 253 pixels. Then Ctrl D to duplicate this. And I'm actually going to change the position of the text and these. Grab this one, move it here, and I'm going to flip it using this option. And I'm going to continue in part 2, link is in the description. I'm guessing that part 2 will be a lot more interesting than this one, but still, if this video helped you, subscribe, like it, leave a comment, and that's it for now. Bye.